everybody to the Daily Antidote of Song. I'm Kathy Bullock coming to you from Berea, Kentucky. Missed you guys, but I've been hearing about all the fabulous work you've been doing as you normally do, one day at a time. I believe we are at day 1,657. I said 1,657 days of magic and joy and glory as we share this music one step at a time, one day at a time. As usual, we have a fabulous singer here for you today, and another singer and host and all this good stuff. So first, I get to say hey, and so I'll start with the great Joe Rossi, who is our fearless leader. Thank you, Joe, for letting me come and just be a part of this fabulous community. Our special guest you're going to hear from Barb Tilsen. I'll wait and let you hear from her later. We have the fabulous, fantastic Elise Witt, who's coming to us with all of her magic and glory. We have our great tech people, Mary, hey Mary, and Candace, hey Candace. They're keeping us, straight and live and all that good stuff. So let's see who else we have today. Neil, hey, from Boston. Kathy, good to see you, from Colorado. Linda from Orcas Islands. Oh, I wish I was there too. Dory, hey, good to see you. Trish from Victoria, British Columbia. Hey, Susan from Cincinnati. Bonnie from a song leader. Oh, good to have you with us. Nancy, who's another song leader with DAS. Louise in the UK. Oh, I was just there. Louise in Cricket, in Maryland. And in Nashville. Julie in Ontario, Canada. Luda in Victoria. Welcome, Sue in Seattle. Laris in the UK. Aloysius, hey, Hoda in the British Columbia. Annette in California. Carolyn back home in Idaho. So we welcome you back home, Carolyn. I lost my. Oh, there's Fred. Fred in Silver Spring. Hey, Fred. I see David, Ariana in LA. Robbie, Ann. Hey, Ann Lafferty. Storm. In Zoomiverse, Nancy with her beautiful cow in Washington. Elizabeth in California. Adele. Jamie in Victoria, BC. Carolyn in DC. I think I skipped somebody. Kevin. Kevin, hey, in DC. Deborah in Kentucky, and Athena in Brooklyn, and Phil in Totnes. I actually drove past Totnes just a couple of weeks ago. I think that's everybody so far. Woo-wee! Take a breath in with me and breathe out. Why? Because we can, y'all. Because we can. Another fabulous day of life. So I've been saying fabulous a lot because I just feel fabulous and blessed. So I'm going to take this time to introduce you all. Well, not introduce. Most of us know Elise, but just present the great Elise. She is no stranger to the Daily Antidote of Song and to her creation of song and community and support in all the work she's doing and the people that she touches all over the world, if you didn't know. So, Elise, take it away.
Oh, Kathy, it's so good to have you back. You have been on journeying a lot, a lot, a lot. We
Yes,
miss
indeed.
you, and I'm so glad to be here with you today. Exciting to co-host together. Um, I am presenting to you all someone who is new to the Daily Antidote, but someone that I've known for a very long time through the Children's Music Network. Barb Tilsen from Minneapolis is an amazing, beautiful songwriter and activist, and she'll tell us more about that. But let's get right into the singing. So, welcome, Barb. So good to have you here on the Daily Antidote of Song.
It's wonderful to be here. I'm so pleased to join this beautiful community. And so lovely to see you, Elise, after all these years. Yeah, I wanted to bring a song. I especially like to sing this song in these times when elections are on our mind, when we are talking about the importance of getting out and voting, when democracy is on the line. I wrote this in 2010, really wanting to have us be able to sing about that right that we have, that basic right in our democracy of making change. And I was disturbed by the way that protest and terrorism was getting conflated and combined in the media and by the government and the right. And I just really wanted to have ways to sing about that fundamental right we have in this country. So this song is called "We've Got the Right," and it's got a repeating line in each verse that I need your voices on. So I'll show you how it goes, and then Kathy, I know I'm so thrilled you're going to join me on it to help everybody sing. So I will sing, "We've got the right," and you sing that right back. "We've got the right," and I sing, "to organize." "We've got the right," and you sing, "We've got the right to protest lies." "We've got the right," you sing it, "we've got the right to survive." And we sing together, "to make it right, we've got the right. To make it right, we've got the right." Are you ready?
We're ready.
Let's do it. Okay. "We've got the
We've
right
got the right.
to organize. We've got the
We've
right
got the right.
to protest lies. We've got the
We've got
right
the right.
to survive. To make it right, we've got the right. To make it right, we've got the right. Oh, from the start of our country, from the start,
From the start.
fighting tyranny. From the start,
From the start.
the promise to be free. To make it right, we've got the right. To make it right, we've got the right. But it was built,
But it was built.
on stolen lands. It was built
It was built.
with stolen hands. It was
It
built.
was built.
Time to make amends. To make it right, we've got the right. To make it right, we've got the right. We've organized
We've organized.
down through the years. We've organized
Organized.
blood, sweat, and tears. We've organized
Organized.
freedoms we hold dear. To make it right, we've got the right. To make it right, we've got the right. Oh, at the heart
At the heart.
of democracy, at the
At
heart,
the heart.
responsibility, at the
At
heart.
the heart.
It's up to you and me to make it right. We've got the right. To make it right, we've got the right. We've got the
We
right
got the right.
to organize. We've got the
Got
right
the right.
to protest lies. We've got the
We
right.
got the right.
Eyes on the prize. To make it right, we've got the right. To make it right, we've got the right. To make it right, we've got the right.
Woo! I feel fired up, Barb. Thank you
Good.
for that. Wow. Elise, I'm telling you, we're
Y'all,
rocking today.
y'all need to go on the road together. That sounds so good. And of course, we can't do it on Zoom because of the thing. But you know, Barb, if you could play with that piano with Kathy playing it, you would just be times 100 of the song that's already up
Wonderful.
to 10. Wow.
That's wonderful. There's one thing I want to say about that song too. You know, when I wrote it, the main thing that I was really trying to address was that idea of we can't celebrate the founding of this country fighting for freedom without honoring and doing and being committed to fighting for freedom and for our rights and justice throughout the years. And in my original version, I didn't have that verse about stolen hands and stolen lands. It was just, I was really trying to focus more specifically just in a more narrow way. And so when I recorded it in 2017, it also did not have that verse, and it always was sticking with me about the importance of finding ways to always talk about um, the beginning of this country that includes the history we have of genocide and stolen lands and uh, the enslavement of people and the role of slavery in our country. And so I had different versions of this verse throughout the years that I was never happy with, but this past year I really sat down with it to figure out how I wanted to bring that in. And so
The
if you
great
sing
thing.
it, get a hold of me for all the verses. So
So now you have a version that is going to be online because people can rewatch this.
yeah,
So
yes,
you can send people to the Daily Antidote, the version of today.
yeah,
And I love how songs evolve over time.
yes.
So you were telling us earlier you have been working on this beautiful resource list for climate justice through the Children's Music Network. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, there's a group of us, several of us in one of the affinity groups. It's called Be the Change. That last year started really looking and assembling links for songs and videos and articles and great books and curriculum that really helped give our children tools to understand and work with and address and face issues that we are all facing right now. And excuse me, really wanted to look at how to bring critical thinking and compassion and community and connection, especially looking at the way environmental issues and racism intersect with each other. And so this list, it's links to songs organized around water justice, around climate justice, around change makers, and then that broad theme of critical thinking, compassion, and connection. That it's got wonderful, very age appropriate ways and examples of music for educators, for performers, for anyone looking. Really, it's for any age, for all ages, but especially in their work with children, um, to help equip our kids with ways to thrive and survive right now.
That's so perfect and so needed. Yeah. I'm so happy to have you here. I met you through the Children's Music Network, and two of our other song leaders who are here, Bonnie Lockhart and Nancy Schimmel, um, are
Yeah,
also met through the Children's Music Network. And I love that this Daily Antidote keeps bringing people together in different ways, and all of our paths keep intersecting. And the work that we're doing. I know that I recently taught one of Bonnie's songs, The House of Music, and Nancy's. And, the Daily Antidote really brings us together through all these different communities that we belong to. Yeah. Um, let's see. Anything else you'd like to tell us about your music, what's happening in Minneapolis, before we do a second song?
I've got another song. Well, there's oh yeah, let's see. For me, I'm uh, really focusing a lot on my poetry and on songwriting and looking for uh, always ways to build community and get our creative work out, especially through the internet. It's such a wonderful way of bringing uh, past barriers, past borders, building connection and community with each other, and having those grassroots ways of getting our work and our hope and our strength out to each other. So I so appreciate being part of this today, and Yeah,
It's so ironic, I think, that, we talk about the grassroots, which is right here where we are in our spaces. And yet here we are in these spaces all over the country and around the globe, and able to connect in a grassroots way. It's just a strange and amazing way that our lives have kind of morphed and grown. I have one quick question for you before we do the second song. For those of you that are just meeting Barb for the first time, I was saying that we met through the Children's Music Network, and Barb and her team in Minneapolis hosted this amazing gathering of the Children's Music Network many years ago, and I got to stay with her. But there's the giant puppet people that come across the lake. Can you tell about that just a little bit? There's this, it's sort of like Bread and Puppet, but the Minneapolis version.
Minneapolis version. Yeah, this was a really beautiful kind of cornerstone event in my neighborhood. Live in Powderhorn Park in Minneapolis, and there's a big, beautiful park right outside my door. And for many years, the Heart of the Beast Puppet and Mask Theater led the community in building puppets, these 7 and 8 feet tall puppets made out of cardboard and paper bags and paper mache. And there'd be workshops throughout the winter and spring to build these huge puppets that were centered around themes, kind of always about the transition of winter to spring, but building within that the message about building hope and welcoming change and telling a story in whatever specific issues were being organized around at the time, but really telling the story of people struggling for building a more just world. And it was a beautiful, beautiful, huge celebration, parade, and performances, party in the park. Thousands of people came, and I'm talking in the past tense because it became too big for the theater to really sustain. And as they looked at how they could manage this event and what to do with it, and then with the pandemic hitting, the result of it is that the theater decided that they couldn't host this anymore. And right now it's not happening in the huge way that it was, but there are these smaller grassroots kind of pop-up things that are happening no matter what. And so this past year, there was a parade. Some people, some organizations took that part of it and organized it. And there was a ceremony in the park, a ritual of telling this story of dealing with oppression and adversity, and instilling hope. And lots of people came, and it's such a testament to me of when there is important kind of ritual in the community, that the community needs people find a way still to do it and come together. And so it is an evolving thing now, and we'll see.
People will find a way. I
Yes.
have an image that I'll never forget, of looking from your porch out to the lake, and this puppet of the giant sun on a boat coming across the lake. It's like it's May Day, right? It's when it
Yes.
happened, and
First Sunday of May. Yes.
it's the rising of the sun, and all these, the beginning of day, and I guess symbolically the beginning of a new day. I will never forget that experience of that celebration in Minneapolis. So thank you so much. Let's do your second song.
Yeah. So I'm going to play my guitar for this one. Get a quick swig of water. So this is the other song I really wanted to bring to our gathering today, and talking a lot about hope and resilience. This is one that I wrote in 1982, and it was at a time when the threat of nuclear war was so great, and people, friends, and people in the community around me felt such despair and such hopelessness and such paralysis about what to do about it. And I felt the threat, but I didn't feel hopeless. And I was really trying to figure out how to express that in song, and where was my faith coming from in our ability as people, as movements, to rise to the moments that we're in and meet them and change. And I realized that part of it was really the strength I felt from the generations of struggle before us. And I was pregnant at the time with my youngest daughter. This is our third child. And I started really looking at and thinking about the people in my family and my husband's family, and who they were and what they did and how they faced the struggles in their lives. And so the verses are all individual people in my family, but of course it describes so many of us in the community too. The chorus is very easy to sing, and so I want to sing that for you first, just to teach you how to join me in it. This is called Daughtersong, or Molly's song. That's my daughter. And the chorus is, "You are a child of the river of people. You are a child of the river of people, forging new paths, flowing through time. You are a child of the river of people, forging new paths, flowing through time." Let me get this out of the way here. So let's sing together. You join me. You are a child of the river of people, forging new paths, flowing through time. You are a child of the river of people, forging new paths, flowing through time. Cookers and bakers, printers and painters, farmers and menders, people's defenders, talkers and teachers, parents and preachers, builders and makers, movers and shakers. Strong working hands, shapes with flowing streams, be born on their strength, their courage and dreams. You are a child of the river of people, forging new paths, flowing through time. You are a child of the river of people, forging new paths, flowing through time. Toolers and binders, new pathfinders, loggers and cleaners, jugglers and dreamers, hunters and fishers, lovers and wishers, poets and writers, singers and fighters. Through the rocks and the rapids, they rode currents of change, turned tides of destruction with great rising waves. You are a child of the river of people, forging new paths, flowing through time. You are a child of the river of people, forging new paths, flowing through time. Smithies and sailors, machine operators, typists and typists and sewers, millers and growers, fixers and tinkerers, solvers and thinkers, organizers, all survivors. One drop of water is one drop alone. A great flowing river can wear away stone. You are a child of the river of people, forging new paths, flowing through time. You are a child of the river of people, forging new paths, flowing through time.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Barb. Oh, it's so
I
good
want
to
to thank
hear.
you.
I hope you'll be back because I know you have many, many more songs to share. We have a wonderful rest of the week coming up. If we can see the poster, I believe we have Valia Levchenko coming in from Ukraine tomorrow, and our wonderful often host, and then we'll be singing Shruti Vishwanath from India. So we are a very international group here. And it's so good to add Minneapolis to the list.
Mhm.
Thank you so much again, Barb Tilsen. And thank you to all of you coming in on the live stream. Thank you for those of you, those of you, Candace and Mary, making us look and sound good. So I would just like to say thank you and farewell to each and every one of you. Thank you, Barb, for your beautiful music, and Nancy and Bonnie, our daily hosts and singers. Thank you to Trish and Victoria, Susan in Seattle, Jojo, our fearless leader. Thank you, Louise in the UK, and Cricket in Maryland, Phil, Shizuka, and who knows who else in Totnes. Thank you, Annette in California, and Kevin with your beautiful flute, and Bonnie in Boise, Ariana in it's either Louisiana or Los Angeles, and Sue in Seattle, Athena in Brooklyn, Anne in Silver Spring, and Linda in Massachusetts. I hope to see you soon at the end of the month. And Carolyn, back home, welcome in Idaho. Kathy in Colorado, and Chuck in Grand Rapids, Don't worry, I'm gonna get you, but I have something covering your face, that's why I'm not singing it. And in Nashville, Dory and Ollie. And let me see, where am I? How about Caroline in DC? So good to see you. Hoda in BC. Linda rockin' on Orcas Island. Jamie in Victoria. Gary finding solutions. And David, Julie in Ontario, and Diane in Puerto Rico, Storm in the Zumiverse, Fred in Silver Spring, Laris in the UK, Adele on her phone, Aloysius in Massachusetts, Ray in New Jersey, Carol in Connecticut, and Kevin in DC. Thank you everyone for joining us on the Daily Antidote of Song. Have a beautiful day and see you all again very soon.